Type 1 diabetes is expensive. Every jab of insulin I need to stay alive has a price. I cost the NHS more than £700 a year in insulin alone. Then there's the needles, lancets, ketone strips, sharp spins, glucagon kits, glucogel. The list goes on and the bill rises. Controlling blood sugar levels is impossible without regular blood tests. I test my blood about 15 times a day, costing the NHS a further £1,600 a year in test strips. The NHS's buying power and public accountability help keep prices down. But in countries with little or no public health care, these prices can be much higher. Half of the world's type 1 diabetics cannot access insulin because it's either too expensive or unavailable. In parts of Africa, children aren't expected to live longer than 8 months after diagnosis. Meet Ya from Ghana.
Living with type 1 diabetes in my country is difficult because insulin and diabetes supply are not easily accessible. People living in the rural area have to travel from far just to gain access to these supplies, and they are sold at exorbitant prices. Diabetes is known as a rich man's disease.
In Ghana, a pack of the test strips I get for free from the NHS costs $23. That's nearly half the average monthly income. Over in Tanzania, many only test their blood at clinic every 6 months. Here's John Peter.
The high cost of test strip prevent most of the people lives with diabetic from checking their blood glucose.
In Kenya, management of diabetes is estimated to cost about $120 a month. Average income is just $216.
Unfortunately, living with diabetes in Kenya is not an easy task. The financial needs that you need to incur when going for clinics, when buying your insulin, it's too high. We are currently trying to advocate for the low cost of diabetic supplies, and we're hoping we'll see results.
It's not just Africans who are dying because they can't afford insulin. So are diabetics in the US, where insulin prices have more than tripled in a decade.
The biggest challenge people with type 1 diabetes face in the United States is affording insulin. We obviously have access to insulin, but most of us can't afford to take what we need, so we're having long-term health effects, and we have even seen type 1 diabetics pass away.
That's why I'm running the Marathon des Sables 2019 in the Moroccan Sahara for T1 International. It's going to be bloody hot. I doubt I'll be smiling like that, and I certainly won't be taking the baby. I'll be running 150 miles and dodging the wildlife to support T1 International's work in gathering data on type 1 diabetes from around the world, raising awareness, sharing knowledge, and campaigning for better access to medication and lower prices. They really are changing lives. Here's Lamin from the Gambia.
T1 have produced a lot of information that is very vital and very key in all diabetic events that will be conducted worldwide. Bravo to T1 International. Thank you all.
T1 International is helping type 1 diabetics come together to use their buying power to access supplies at lower costs.
I support T1 International because of the awareness they create around access to affordable insulin. As a diabetic myself, I know the challenges around managing your diabetes, and having access to insulin shouldn't be one of them. My hope for the future is that governments and companies will realize that insulin is needed by some to stay alive and not to fill others' pockets.
T1 International is also giving people like 16-year-old Ruth something we all need: hope.
I want to thank T1 International for supporting me through school. Now I can feel that my future is bright. I would like to be a nurse in future. Diabetes won't stop me.
Please help T1 International give more people like Ruth hope and the chance to live a full life with diabetes by supporting my campaign. Please donate at this Just Giving address. It really will make a difference. Follow my mission to run the Marathon des Sables and more on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and the blog diabeticdadruns.com